Have you ever reached into the fridge around noon, pulled out a few slices of turkey or ham and thought, this is the healthy choice? It feels easy. 2 slices of bread, a little mustard, a few thin slices of deli meat, and lunch is ready in minutes. For many of us over 60, that sandwich has been the faithful companion of busy afternoons and quick meals for decades. But here's the truth most of us don't see. What looks simple and harmless can quietly chip away at our health. That stack of deli slices isn't just meat. It's a bundle of hidden sodium, preservatives, and sometimes even dangerous bacteria that thrive in the very places we trust to keep food safe. And for older adults, those risks don't just stay on paper. They show up in our blood pressure readings, in swelling in our legs, and in restless nights when our bodies feel heavier than they should. Let me tell you about Harold, a 72-year-old retired mechanic. Every day, he made himself a healthy turkey sandwich with whole wheat bread. He rarely added chips or sweets, just that sandwich and a glass of iced tea. Yet his doctor noticed his blood pressure was climbing higher with each visit. Harold couldn't figure it out until he learned that just a couple of slices of deli turkey packed nearly a third of his entire day's sodium. What he thought was safe was silently pushing his heart harder and harder. In the next few minutes, we'll uncover why deli meats are one of the biggest hidden traps for seniors. What makes them risky even when labeled lean or low-fat? And most importantly, the simple swaps that can protect your heart, your joints, and your peace of mind. And before we dive in, let me ask you, what's your go-to lunch these days? Share it with us in the comments below. If you're new here, welcome to our community of seniors looking to live healthier, wiser, and stronger together. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss a tip that could make your golden years brighter. Part 1. Why deli meats are a hidden danger for seniors. When we think of danger in food, our minds often jump to things like spoiled milk, undercooked chicken, or maybe too much sugar in a dessert. Rarely do we think of the tidy, thin slices of turkey, ham, or roast beef neatly stacked in the fridge. For many seniors, deli meats feel like the opposite of danger. They feel like convenience, comfort, even tradition. But the truth is, these so-called convenient foods carry risks that sneak in quietly, often without us realizing. Let's break down why deli meats are especially harmful for older adults, and why paying attention here could make all the difference for your health. Sodium, the silent strain. First, sodium. It's no secret that too much salt is tough on the body, but what most people don't realize is just how much sodium is hidden in deli meats. A single 2-ounce serving, just a couple of slices, can carry anywhere from 500 to 800 milligrams of sodium. That's almost 1/3 of the daily recommended limit for older adults, packed into just a few bites. Now picture the way most of us eat a sandwich. We don't weigh out 2 ounces on a scale. We pile on extra slices, add a slice of cheese, maybe a spread, and before we know it, that light lunch has tipped us close to the entire day's sodium budget. For seniors with high blood pressure, heart conditions, or swelling in the legs, this can be a recipe for real trouble. Harold's story is proof. He thought his turkey sandwich was safe, but his blood pressure told another story. Sodium doesn't shout. It doesn't taste overwhelmingly salty when it's hidden in processed meats. But it quietly pushes your heart, your kidneys, and your joints to work harder than they should. Listeria. a risk that grows with age. The second danger is one you can't taste or see: Listeria. This bacteria loves cold environments. It can survive and even grow in your refrigerator, clinging to those neatly packaged slices. For healthy younger people, exposure to Listeria might just mean an upset stomach. But for people over 60, it can mean far worse: serious infection, hospitalization, even life-threatening complications. The CDC actually warns seniors not to eat deli meats straight from the fridge. If you do eat them, they should be reheated until steaming hot, 165 degrees Fahrenheit, to kill off the bacteria. But how often do we really do that? Most of us unwrap the slices, put them on bread, and eat them cold. That habit, so ordinary, can quietly put our health at risk. The nitrate illusion. And then there's the label trap. You've probably seen deli meats stamped with phrases like "no nitrates" or "nitrites added." It sounds healthy, reassuring even. But here's the catch. Those products often use natural sources, like celery powder, which still release nitrites into the meat. In your body, those compounds act in much the same way as synthetic ones. They help preserve the meat's color and flavor, but research shows they can also raise the risk of colorectal cancer over time. This is what makes deli meats so deceptive. They don't look dangerous, they don't taste dangerous, and the packaging often makes them seem healthier than they are. But inside, they carry sodium overload, bacterial risks, and chemical preservatives that add up over years. Why this matters more after 60? Now you may wonder, why is this such a big deal once we pass 60? The answer lies in how our bodies change. As we age, our blood vessels stiffen, making them more sensitive to sodium. Our immune systems weaken, making us less able to fight off infections like Listeria. And our digestive systems slow down, giving preservatives more time to interact in ways we don't always see until it's too late. The result? What felt fine in our 40s can become harmful in our 70s. The same sandwich that once gave us energy can now raise blood pressure, increase swelling, or trigger a dangerous infection. And that's why this topic isn't about taking away comfort food. It's about understanding the risks so we can make smarter choices. Choices that protect our hearts, strengthen our bodies, and let us keep enjoying food without paying the hidden price. Part 2. The sodium overload. Let's pause for a moment and think about what sodium really does inside our bodies. Most of us know it as the white crystals we shake from a salt shaker, but that's only the beginning. Sodium isn't just sprinkled on top. It's baked, brined, and hidden deep inside the foods we trust every single day. And when it comes to deli meats, the numbers are staggering. A serving of deli ham or turkey, just 2 thin ounces, can have 500 to 800 milligrams of sodium. That doesn't sound like much, until you remember that the American Heart Association recommends that older adults aim for no more than 1,500 milligrams a day. That means your healthy sandwich could take up half your entire daily sodium budget before you've even thought about dinner. And here's the sneaky part. No one really eats only 2 ounces. Think about the way you make a sandwich. Maybe you fold over 4 slices because you want it to feel hearty. Add a slice of cheese, which might bring another 200 milligrams. A little mustard or mayo. And of course, the bread itself, sometimes another 100 or more per slice. By the time you sit down to eat, you could be looking at 12 to 1500 milligrams in one meal. That's the whole day's worth of sodium in a single sandwich. For someone with high blood pressure, kidney problems, or arthritis, that sodium doesn't just disappear. It holds on to water, making the body feel swollen and heavy. It forces the heart to pump harder, raising blood pressure numbers inch by inch. And it sneaks into the joints, contributing to inflammation that makes arthritis flare-ups even more painful. Doctors often say sodium is like a slow drip of stress on the body. You don't notice it after one sandwich or even 1 week. But over months and years, it quietly builds up pressure, like water behind a dam, until one day it shows up as a stroke, a heart attack, or kidneys that no longer work as they should. So, what can we do about it? The first step is to become detectives at the grocery store. Flip the package over and read the nutrition label. Here's the trick. Don't just look for reduced sodium. That phrase only means it has 25% less than the original version, which could still be sky high. Instead, look for low sodium, which the FDA defines as 140 milligrams or less per serving. That's the label you want to see. But even then, pay attention to serving size. If the package says 2 ounces, measure out what you really eat. Is it twice that amount? Then double the sodium number in your mind. This simple mental habit can protect you from underestimating how much salt you're really putting in your body. And don't forget about the other players on the plate. The bread, the condiments, even a bowl of canned soup on the side can all push that sodium number even higher. It's not about obsessing, it's about awareness. Because once you see the hidden sodium, you can take back control. Nutrition experts often suggest making swaps. Choose no salt-added tuna instead of processed turkey. Try mashed chickpeas with lemon and herbs in place of ham. Or roast a chicken at home on Sunday and slice it yourself for sandwiches during the week. When you prepare the meat yourself, you control the seasoning and you can cut the sodium dramatically. Remember Harold, our retired mechanic? Once he switched from packaged turkey to homemade roasted chicken breast, his daily sodium dropped by nearly half. Within 3 months, his doctor noticed his blood pressure starting to ease back down. A small change in his lunch routine became a big change in his overall health. That's the power of awareness. By understanding how sodium works and where it hides, we can make choices that keep our hearts steady, our joints calmer, and our bodies lighter. Part 3. The hidden threat of Listeria. When we think about food safety, most of us imagine cooking chicken all the way through, washing lettuce carefully, or checking expiration dates on milk. But very few of us think about deli meats as a food that can carry dangerous bacteria. After all, they're fully cooked, neatly packaged, and ready to eat right out of the fridge. Here's the catch. There's a bacteria called Listeria monocytogenes. Unlike most germs, which hate the cold, Listeria actually thrives in refrigerator temperatures. That means the cold-cut slices sitting in your fridge can quietly become a home for bacteria, even when they look and smell perfectly fine. For younger people, exposure to Listeria might cause nothing more than a stomachache or mild flu-like symptoms. But for adults over 60, the story is very different. Our immune systems weaken with age, and our bodies aren't able to fight infections as strongly as before. A Listeria infection in a senior can lead to severe illness, hospitalization, or even life-threatening complications. That's why the CDC gives very clear guidance. People over 60 should not eat deli meats cold. If you do eat them, they should always be heated until steaming hot, at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit. That heat is what kills the bacteria and makes the food safe again. But let's be honest. How often do we actually reheat deli meat before making a sandwich? Most of us unwrap it, lay it on bread, and take a bite within minutes. It's quick, it's convenient, and it's exactly what makes it risky. Let me share a story. Ellen, a 68-year-old grandmother, loved making quick ham sandwiches after her morning walks. One summer, she developed what she thought was just the flu, fever, chills, body aches. But within days, she was hospitalized, and the doctors discovered it was Listeria from the cold cuts she'd been eating every day. The infection hit her hard because her body couldn't fight back the way it once could. Thankfully, she recovered, but her doctor told her plainly, no more cold deli meat. Ellen was shocked. She had eaten ham sandwiches for decades. She thought the real dangers were undercooked poultry or unwashed vegetables. But the truth is, for seniors, deli meats straight from the fridge are among the riskiest foods of all. So what can you do to protect yourself? The first step is simple. If you must eat deli meats, heat them. Pop them in the microwave for a minute or warm them up in a skillet until they're steaming hot. Yes, it takes a little more time, but that small habit could prevent a serious infection. The second step is to be mindful of storage. Once you open a package of deli meat, don't keep it hanging around for weeks. The CDC recommends eating it within 3 to 5 days, even if it still looks fine. Bacteria don't care about appearance. They multiply quietly, and by the time you notice a change in smell or color, the risk is already high. And finally, consider alternatives. Roasting a chicken breast, slicing leftover roast beef, or making a tuna salad with no salt-added canned fish all give you the convenience of ready-to-eat protein without the same bacterial risk. These homemade options not only reduce sodium, but also keep you safer from Listeria. Food safety might not be the most exciting topic, but for seniors it's a matter of independence. Staying out of the hospital means staying in control of your life, your meals, and your golden years. And sometimes all it takes is the simple choice to heat up a sandwich filling before taking a bite. Part 4. The nitrate illusion and the label trap. If sodium and bacteria weren't enough, there's another hidden danger tucked into those tidy packages of deli meat. It comes not from what you can see, but from the chemicals added to keep the meat looking fresh and lasting longer. We're talking about nitrates and nitrites. For decades, food companies have used these preservatives to give ham its rosy pink color, to keep turkey slices from turning gray, and to prevent bacterial growth. On the surface, that sounds helpful. Who wouldn't want their food to stay safe and look appealing? But here's the problem. In the body, nitrates and nitrites can form compounds called nitrosamines. And research has linked these compounds to an increased risk of colorectal cancer. In fact, the World Health Organization classifies processed meats, including deli meats, hot dogs, and bacon, as a carcinogen. That doesn't mean eating a sandwich is the same as smoking a cigarette, but it does mean the evidence is strong enough to raise real concern. Now, you might have noticed a new wave of deli meats with labels that say no nitrates or nitrites added. It sounds reassuring, almost like a green light to eat without worry. But here's where the illusion comes in. Those meats often use celery juice or other natural sources of nitrates instead of synthetic ones. The package gets a healthy halo, but inside your body, the nitrates from celery powder behave much the same way as the synthetic ones. It's like swapping the wrapping paper on the same gift. You may feel better about it, but the contents haven't changed. This kind of labeling can be especially confusing for seniors who are trying their best to make healthier choices. You read the package, you believe the promise, and you walk away thinking you've done something good for your health. In reality, you may still be facing the same risks. So how do we protect ourselves? The first step is learning what labels really mean. No nitrates or nitrites added usually has an asterisk that says, except those naturally occurring in celery powder or sea salt. That fine print tells the real story. If you see that, you know you're still dealing with preservatives, even if they sound natural. Another label to watch is uncured. It makes people think the meat is somehow fresher or safer. But uncured deli meat still contains nitrates and nitrites from natural sources. It's marketing language, not a guarantee of safety. What's the better alternative? Go for fresh, minimally processed proteins whenever possible. A roasted chicken breast sliced at home. A piece of salmon baked in the oven. Even a pot of beans seasoned with herbs. These foods don't need chemical preservatives to stay on the shelf for weeks. They give your body protein, vitamins, and minerals without the hidden risks. Let's go back to Ellen, the grandmother who recovered from her Listeria infection. After that experience, she decided to cut out store-bought cold cuts altogether. Instead, she started buying whole cuts of meat, roasting them on Sunday afternoons, and slicing them thin for the week. She said not only did she feel safer, but she also noticed she had more energy and less bloating. Her grandkids even preferred the taste of her homemade turkey slices over the packaged kind. That's the power of stepping past the illusion. By reading labels carefully and understanding what's really inside, you can make choices that keep you healthier and stronger. Remember, the food industry is very good at making products look clean, natural, and wholesome. But the best protection is knowledge and the willingness to return to simpler, fresher foods that nourish without trickery. Part 5. Safer, healthier alternatives. You'll actually enjoy. We've talked a lot about the risks of deli meats, sodium, listeria, and preservatives. And by now, you might be wondering, so what am I supposed to eat instead? After all, sandwiches are quick, familiar, and comforting. No one wants to give up convenience completely, especially when you've got a busy day or you're simply too tired to cook. The good news is there are plenty of safe, senior-friendly alternatives that taste just as satisfying and come together just as fast. In fact, once you try them, you may find you never want to go back to cold cuts again. Let's look at 3 simple swaps you can start using this week. Option 1. Roast it yourself. The first alternative is roasted chicken or turkey that you prepare at home. It may sound like more work, but think of it as an investment in your health for the entire week. Buy a whole chicken or a couple of turkey breasts, season lightly with olive oil, garlic, and herbs, and roast it in the oven. Once it cools, slice it thin and store in the fridge. Suddenly, you've got ready-to-eat meat without the sodium overload or chemical preservatives. You control the seasoning, the salt, and the freshness. And every slice feels safer because you know exactly what went into it. Option 2. No salt-added tuna or salmon if roasting feels like too much. Canned tuna or salmon with a no salt added label can be a lifesaver. Mix it with a spoonful of plain Greek yogurt, a squeeze of lemon juice, and a sprinkle of dill or celery for crunch. Spread that on whole grain bread or roll it into a lettuce wrap. You'll get protein, omega-3s that support brain and joint health, and far less sodium than processed deli meat. Many seniors find this option surprisingly refreshing. It's light, it's flavorful, and it leaves you feeling energized instead of heavy or bloated. Option 3. Plant-powered chickpea smash. For those who love variety, try a chickpea smash sandwich. Rinse a can of no-salt added chickpeas, mash them with a fork, and add a little olive oil, lemon juice, and chopped fresh herbs. It's hearty, it's satisfying, and it gives you fiber along with protein. Serve it open-faced with sliced cucumbers or tomatoes on top, and you've got a colorful, nutritious meal. Plant-based options like this don't just reduce sodium, they also support healthy digestion and reduce inflammation. Plus, they're inexpensive and they store well, making it practical. Now, here's the key to making these alternatives work in real life. Plan ahead just a little. Set aside time once or twice a week to roast meat, prepare a batch of tuna salad, or mash up those chickpeas. Store portions in containers so they're ready to grab. That way, when lunchtime comes, you'll have the same grab-and-go convenience, without the health risks. And don't forget the sides. Pair your sandwich with a crisp apple, a handful of baby carrots, or a small cup of low-sodium soup you've made yourself. These additions not only balance the meal, but also give you extra fiber and nutrients that help your body fight inflammation and keep your energy steady. A small shift, a big reward. Think of these swaps as small changes that add up to big rewards. Lower blood pressure, less swelling in your ankles, more restful sleep, and maybe most important, peace of mind that you're fueling your body with foods that protect your health instead of stealing it away. When Harold switched to roasted chicken slices, his doctor noticed improvements in just a few months. When Ellen gave up packaged ham and turned to tuna wraps, she felt lighter and more energetic on her morning walks. And you could be next. Remember, this isn't about losing the joy of a sandwich. It's about reclaiming it in a way that nourishes your body and keeps you strong for the years ahead. Healthy choices, happier days ahead. We've taken quite a journey together. From Harold's daily turkey sandwich to Ellen's scary encounter with Listeria, we've seen how something as ordinary as deli meat can quietly shape the course of our health. What once felt safe, quick, and even healthy carries hidden dangers: too much sodium, invisible bacteria, and chemical preservatives that our bodies no longer handle the way they once did. But here's the hopeful part. None of this means giving up joy in food. It simply means shifting the way we think about convenience. By choosing roasted chicken you make yourself, by trying tuna with yogurt and herbs, or by smashing up chickpeas with lemon and olive oil, you're proving to yourself that delicious quick meals don't have to come with hidden costs. These small choices ripple outward. They mean steadier blood pressure readings at the doctor's office. They mean less swelling in your ankles when you take your evening walk. They mean fewer restless nights and more mornings where you wake up with energy. And perhaps most importantly, they mean freedom. Freedom to enjoy your golden years without constant worry about heart disease, infections, or fatigue. Freedom to cook with your grandchildren, to share meals at the table, to celebrate family moments with confidence in what's on your plate. Think about this. Food is one of the few choices we still hold in our own hands every single day. Each sandwich, each bite is a chance to build a body that supports us instead of holding us back. That's not a burden, it's an opportunity. So, what's next for you? I challenge you to take one step this week. Maybe it's roasting a chicken on Sunday instead of buying cold cuts. Maybe it's trying a tuna wrap with fresh lemon. Maybe it's sharing your favorite low-sodium recipe with a friend. Whatever it is, know that it's a step toward a stronger, safer, healthier you. And now I'd love to hear from you. What's your go-to lunch these days? Have you tried swapping out deli meats for something fresher? Share your story in the comments below. You never know who might be inspired by your experience. If this video spoke to you, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Here on our channel, we're building a community of seniors who want to age wisely, eat well, and enjoy life to the fullest. Every week, we share stories, tips, and practical guidance designed just for you. Don't miss out on the chance to learn, grow, and support one another. Remember, the golden years aren't about restriction. They're about empowerment. By understanding the foods that harm and embracing the ones that heal, you're writing the story of your life with strength, dignity, and joy. So next time you reach into the fridge, pause for just a moment. Ask yourself, is this meal fueling my body, or is it quietly working against me? That 1 second of thought could change everything. Stay well, stay wise, and stay strong. And until next time, here's to sandwiches that truly serve your health and happiness.